Hi everyone, Troy Sage here, and this is Real Estate Talk. In these episodes of Real Estate Talk on our podcast, we will be interviewing lenders, realtors, and about anything and everything to do with real estate. So stay tuned for this episode. In all the time that we sell real estate, let's talk about buyers. So we get a phone call, you're doing an open house, whatever, there's a buyer. What makes us different, or let's focus on you. What makes you different in working with a buyer? What are the steps that they take, and how do you work with buyers?
Well, ultimately, it really comes down to being transparent and being a good communicator. You have to sit down, they have to feel comfortable with you, and you have to feel comfortable with them. So that means opening up, being transparent, especially working with buyers. I think setting expectations is the next step. Are you working with another agent? That's a big one for me. I don't want to step into somebody else's territory, and there are a lot of people out there that are shopping agents. So that's a big one for me. Commitment to me as your agent, and commitment for me to work with you.
So is it fair to say, and we've dealt with this in the industry forever, you have a buyer, and they call you and they say, hey, can we take a look at this home? And the first thing you ask is, are you working with an agent?
Correct.
Right? And I think what buyers don't realize, because of how the industry's changed, and in my opinion, a lot of it is false advertisement. It gives the buyers a false sense of security that they can work with 4, 5, 6, 8 different agents, whoever finds them a home. That's who they're going to sign the contract with.
Right.
What we do a little bit different is we don't just work with every single buyer.
That's correct.
So lay out for me what the process is and how we approach these buyers, because we're going to commit a massive amount of time, our years of experience, and our negotiating skills. So if I called you right now and said, hi, I see this home at 123 Main Street, and I'm not working with an agent, what would you say to me, and what is your next step?
The next question I would have is, are you working with a lender, and do you have a pre-approval? And again, this rolls right back to conversations we've had in the past about you don't want to go out and start working with someone who's not working with a lender. They fall in love with a home that they can't afford. So we want to know what their price point is. I'm not going to go buy a Mercedes if I can only afford the Kia. That's kind of funny that I just said that, and I'm not going to go there. But
right, it totally makes sense.
Right.
And that totally makes sense. So you're telling me as a buyer that you're going to dedicate time to me. First step is you have to get pre-approved.
Correct.
Right? And then from the pre-approval, what's the next steps in which you take?
Well, and this is kind of twofold. I don't put anybody in my car or open up doors for anybody unless I have a commitment from them. But there's a buyer-broker agreement that's a mutual agreement between buyer and myself that we're committed to another. And it's a safety issue. A lot of times we're getting calls from people that we've never met. And that's how I convince them that this is something that's required, let alone on a commitment issue, but it's a safety issue.
Absolutely. And what has, in my opinion, what's cheapened our industry is you have too many agents, and most of them are new agents, so not criticizing the newbies. They will throw people in the car without ever seeing if they're pre-approved or put a buyer-broker agreement in place. And truly, all the buyer-broker agreement says that, Brandelyn, you're going to dedicate time to find them a home, and they're going to use you as an agent, but it's a free employment contract because the seller pays your commission. This is Troy Sage with Real Estate Talk. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please reach out and email them or give me a call. I appreciate you watching the video. Please subscribe, and as always, make it a great day.